hello to our fans here at TVR Creators. Do not go anywhere, because in this video we're going to be looking at the Canon M200 and is it still worth getting in 2022? So do not go anywhere. I'm Dave from TVR Creators and I make weekly content on cameras, film gear, editing and so much more. If that sounds interesting to you, subscribe now. So let's crack on with why this camera is awesome. Now technically this is the M100 and it is pretty much the same as the M200. And the M200 is basically the younger brother, and this is why I love this camera. So it has interchangeable lenses. The camera is a 24 megapixel camera. You can film up to 120 frames per second in HD. Obviously it does come down a bit if you try to film in 4K. There is a slight crop. Why do I like this camera? So you have an easy flip screen there, which is really cool for doing selfies if you're a creator or someone who's very vain like myself sometimes. But basically it's really handy if you're a creator or filmmaker and you're out and about and you're maybe doing, or if you're a blogger and you're out and about and you want to film yourself, it's really handy for doing that, and that makes it really easy. And because it's touch screen, you can just autofocus straight away and you can see exactly what you're filming or taking pictures of, and it just makes this camera so easy to use. It's very light, it's a very nice smooth design. It fits quite easily. You can get a special bag for it if you wish, or you can fit it in your bag or, you know, handbag or whatever, and it just makes it so easy. It's very light, and it has this very nice actually, something I've not mentioned actually, it has this little grip on the side, so it actually grips very well into your hand, making it very easy to hold when using this camera. Now you're probably thinking, what about the photography, Dave? What about the photos? It takes absolutely brilliant photos, and unless you buy it without, it tends to come with a brilliant kit lens, which is a 15 to 45 mil, so you can get basically a very wide shot or a zoomed in more narrow shot if you want to get, you know, focus in on a particular object. If you're taking, you know, you want to get that nice blur effect as well, just make sure you got depth of field, focus in. You can just literally just tap the screen, it'll focus on the object, because I had an absolutely fantastic absolutely fantastic I've been double-door the word lens. No, it doesn't matter, you know. Completely lost my train of thought. Hey Brad, welcome to the green room. Value. So why else do I love this camera then? So basically you can upgrade it down the road by sensor. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry guys, here on live TV, sensor. It has a brilliant sensor as well as going for. So when you're taking photos or recording video, it does it brilliantly. And even though I've heard mixed opinions about, you know, when it's a bit darker, I've personally found it brilliant. It seems to, the autofocus is absolutely brilliant even in lower light personally, but I've found mixed opinions on that. Why do I like this then? So what else do I like about it? So like I just said, you can upgrade this camera down the road by changing its lenses, upgrading it to a better lens, changing if there's a particular look you're going for. You can buy a lens down the road. If you've got an old lens sitting about, you can get an adapter that just fits onto the camera. You can put an old lens. I've got an old 300mm floating about, so whoever wanted to use that, all would have to do is get an adapter and off I go. So you're probably thinking, why should I get this maybe over the M50 or not? So being brutally honest then, it's around the same price if you buy it brand new. There is links to this and all the cameras we like in the description, so go and check them out. It's about the same price as the M50, which I personally, sorry Canon, I don't agree with that, on the premise of this. So on the M50 you have a viewfinder. It is a little bit bigger, but not massively. The flip screen goes the other way, and the other big crucial point, it has a few more features and has an audio jack. So if you're filming outside, if you're filming a bit further away, it makes it a bit more difficult, or if you've got wind and all that sort of jazz. So if you are a blogger, just bear that in mind, or if you are recording, make sure you're recording really close to you and try and get somewhere where there's perhaps not too much wind, otherwise you will get that annoying without an external mic. Or if you're really clever, I suppose you could get a microphone like the Zoom H1N like I've got here, brilliant little dictaphone. You could record the sound at the same time and then edit it in post. You can do that, but that personally seems like way too much effort just to get good audio, when perhaps an audio jack would have fixed that problem. So would I still get this? Yeah. If you are a blogger, If you're a creator, if you're somebody that just wants a camera separate from your phone, then the Canon M200 is a brilliant little phone. As I said, there's a link to this in the description. I love this camera. It is actually really cool. I actually used it on a day out actually to do some bit of a photography with it. Went on a little, jaunt with my uncle sort of about 6 months ago now, and it took some absolutely brilliant photos. If you're interested, we do have a video to some of the photos I've taken with this camera on our channel. So go and check it out after this. But it's just great. Only little thing, a few little gripes if you got this far in the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. So a few little gripes then. Sometimes to get the SD card out, it's a bit fiddly. You have to sort of pull back the touchscreen to then open the panel, which is a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. You can put any SD card in you want. I personally find 32 or 60 gig extreme SD card more than fine, but if you want to get 128 or bigger, there's nothing stopping you. It just means you can take more photos, and obviously the faster frames per second will give you a slightly higher quality photo, and more importantly, if you're doing fast video. What else can you do with this? So it can record in slow motion slightly, it can record in 4K, but it does have a crop which you can sort of fix with a different lens, but just bear that in mind. It's not the best 4K camera, so I won't buy it for that. If you're looking for a 4K camera, I would personally perhaps just go with the Canon M50 Mark II or one of the Sonys like the ZV E110, which is a brilliant camera. But again, if you're looking for a camera that's just for photo or video, this could be the camera for you. What else does it do? So, for those of you that might not know, it has a very useful connection at the bottom where you can connect a tripod. And I've always said in previous videos that your tripod is your best friend. It's an absolutely brilliant camera. Brilliant friend is your tripod. It just is. Let's take a little moment to have a look at our value. And underneath, I don't know if you can see my finger, at the bottom of the screen, I have designed some new merch. So if you want to support the brand, you can check out our merch. There's a link also to that in the description. I think it's really cool. So go check it out. And it's in all different colours. So if you don't like the red, you can have it in pretty much any colour you want. So go and check it out and get yourself some absolute value. That's one of my old ones. I like this. Oh, yeah. Absolute value. Feel free to shout out in if you got any questions. Throw them in the live chat or in the comments if you watch this on the replay. Now, why I can't even talk now. Why else do I like this camera? So it's easy to use, very easy settings. To use the lens is very simple. Just have a little click there, and you just feel it move, and you just set it onto 15. You'll hear a little click. You are then ready to go. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that. It's very easy to use, and just for safety, I always sort of pull it back in when I'm not using it. You can hear that satisfying click. Very handy. It does have a flash, which I can never remember how to press. Hang on. Hey, there we go. Let's see if we can do it again then. See if we can do it again without breaking it. 3, 2, 1. Hey, there it is, look. That is the flash, which is very handy if you're taking photos. Perhaps wouldn't recommend that too much when you're recording. It's a bit fiddly, but it reminds me, I don't know if anyone's ever watched Johnny 5. It just reminds me of that a little bit, which is really cool. What I do like actually about the touchscreen, it's quite a big one actually. It's quite big, nice little size. If you see if it turns on, I do have battery in there. It's getting scared. Come on, that. If I just put on to play, very easy to use. You can see a crazy picture of me. Look, there it is. Look, there he is. And it's a very nice touchscreen. Very user friendly, very easy to use. You can actually use Wi-Fi to connect your camera to your computer or phone if you want to transfer your photos or videos to say your phone. You can then upload them to social and all that sort of jazz, making a very nifty phone. So if you're if you're a creator and you're on the go and you want to use things separate from your phone, you can do that as well. So it has loads of little cool features as well, and it's just overall, just a very good camera. So ultimately, would I recommend the Canon M200? Yes, I would. So check out the link in the description. Go and buy yourself one of these cameras. And what are you messing at? Buy yourself a camera because it's awesome. Go and buy it. That is the Canon M200. Now, if you got this far in the video, thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Check out our new merch. A little power tip actually for you guys that I wanted to share. If you really like the idea of this camera, but you don't want to spend £500 or dollars, Little power tip for you. You can get yourself the M100, which is pretty much the same as the M200, and this is what the M100 is, pretty much the same. It's very hard to tell the difference. You can get one of them for about 150, 200, which is quite a difference, especially if you're looking at a first camera or you just want something separate from your phone just to take pictures or a bit of video. This is basically what I did, and it's just a great way to save yourself a lot of money if you don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. So that's something to bear in mind as well. Can you live stream with this? Yes, but it is a bit fiddly. I've seen lots of videos about that, perhaps do that in another video, but it is a bit fiddly personally, but it can be done. There are lots of weird hacky ways to do it. But personally, if you're going to stream with a proper camera, I'd probably spend much more money on something like the 90D or the M50 Mark II, or perhaps even get yourself one of the Sonys, that sort of thing. It might just be easier because they have what's called a clean HDMI. So that's something a bit helpful. And that's basically the power tip. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to love you and leave you now. If you've watched this video and enjoyed it, thank you so much for watching. I just want to say have a great weekend. I've actually got a nice beer in my Get Value mug tonight because it is Friday. It's Feel Good Friday. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave 2 end cards after the recording at the end of this video where you can find more content which will give you even more value. Click on them at the end of the video. Have an absolute brilliant weekend. And you know what? Why haven't you bought that camera yet? Why haven't you bought that camera yet? So anyway, from me, see you soon. You guys rock! You guys rock! Get your value! You guys rock! Check out the merch! You guys rock!